This video provides a brief walkthrough of OpenText Voltage Fusion and demonstrates the use of its APIs in a simple JavaScript application. Voltage Fusion is a cloud-first data security platform that analyzes and classifies sensitive data, performs risk scoring, and calculates potential impact of a data breach or non-compliance. You can read more about Voltage Fusion by visiting the URL shown on the screen. To speak with a rep, or to sign up for a 90-day free trial, you can visit the URL that currently appears on the screen. Once you have signed up for Voltage Fusion and have access to your tenant, log into the Voltage Fusion portal using your tenant ID and the admin email address and password. Voltage Fusion portal has three sections: Connect, Analyze, and Manage. Start with Connect, where you specify data sources that you would like Voltage Fusion to analyze and monitor. For this demo application, we will use a file system as our data source. First, we will create an agent cluster. From the left-hand side menu, under Agents, select Agent Clusters and create a new agent cluster. The next step is to define a data source. Under Sources on the left-hand side, select Manage Source and click on the option to create a new source. Choose File System for source type and select the agent cluster you just created. On the following screen, enter the host path in UNC format and the host username and password. Complete the remaining steps to finish setting up the data source. The last step is to identify the dataset hosted on the chosen data source. From Sources on the left-hand side, select Manage Datasets and click on the option to create a new dataset. Choose the newly created data source from the drop-down. On the following screen, enter the subdirectory where the files reside. Choose Full Scan for the default action and turn on the options Store Content as Text and Extract Grammar Values. On the subsequent screen, for grammar set, you can choose US Consumer Privacy and finish the setup. For this demo application, we have provided you some sample files that you can use for your testing. Voltage Fusion requires a processing agent running on the host server to communicate with your datasets and to process your data. The Voltage Fusion processing agent requires a Windows server running on a dedicated VM. For this demo, we used Microsoft Hyper-V, which comes pre-installed on Windows 10 and includes a free edition of the Windows Server. If you decide to use Hyper-V, you can enable the service on Windows 10 by using the Windows Features option. You can now run the Hyper-V Manager to create a Windows Server VM on your machine. Once the VM is created, use the Connect option in the Hyper-V Manager to access the virtual machine. This will bring up the Windows Server VM session. Log into the Windows Server using the Windows Administrator account. On the Windows Server, open a web browser and log into the Voltage Fusion Administration portal. Head to the Agent Download page in the Connect section of the portal and click on the Download option to download the agent. Follow the installation steps to complete the installation. You can access detailed instructions using the help link on the agent download page. Once the installation is complete, you will find a number of Fusion services running on the Windows Server. After the agent is created, it will appear in the list of unassigned agents grouping on the Agent Clusters page. Assign the new agent to the cluster that you created earlier. The agent will run based on the default schedule of the cluster. However, you can manually run the scan anytime on a specific dataset from the Datasets page. You can track the status of the data scan on the Agent Activity screen. Once the agent has processed all the files, head back to the home screen of the admin portal and select Analyze from the main dashboard. You will see a number of charts that show various analyses performed by Voltage Fusion. Take your time to go through each of the options since there's a lot of information that is displayed here. Next, click on the Research option on the left-hand side to review the details of each of the files individually. Again, take your time to go through each of the options. Voltage Fusion provides a number of APIs using which you can pull all the analysis that you are able to view in the portal and use them in your applications. You can access the API documentation on the demo server using the URL that's shown on the screen. In this sample application, we have used 4 different Voltage Fusion APIs to pull the analysis from the server. The sample application is available for download on GitHub at the URL that's shown on your screen. The sample application uses Node.js. You can download the latest version of Node.js from nodejs.org. This application was built on Node version 18.16. In the folder where you've downloaded the sample application code, install the Node libraries using the npm install command. Before you run the demo application, you need to update the properties file which is located in the source folder with your Voltage Fusion tenant ID, username, and password. The sample application has a client-side application that serves the application front end and a server-side application that makes the API calls to the Voltage server. To run the client-side application, run npm start command on the command line. Running this command will also open the application front end in your default web browser. To run the server-side application, run the build and start commands on the command line as shown on the screen to compile and run the server-side code. This demo application has 2 sections. The first section allows you to fetch the access token using the credentials in the property file. The second section gives you a list of 4 Voltage Fusion APIs to choose from to retrieve the analysis that has been gathered on your data source. Some of the APIs retrieve information about a specific file within the data source. Therefore, make sure to specify the correct document ID in the property file. If you require help on this or any other demo application, you can reach us at otdeveloper@opentext.com or on the OpenText Developer Forum. Thank you for watching this video.